Hey everyone, welcome to another lesson. So in this one, we're going to talk about nested lists. So far we've been talking about a bunch of things such as, the error, like the off by one error, random choices, the practice we did, which was like the food, winner or picker the practice. And then we did talk about splits and Python lists and modules and custom modules and things like that. So lists are actually a very important part of Python. Essentially, because in Python, the Python language is very data-driven language and you work with a lot of data math, one of the things about it is that you want to be proficient when it comes to lists and working with them. So nested list is another concept of the, managing data with lists, is that it's a pretty simple thing, but again, it's going to just complete your knowledge when it comes to anything there is to know about lists. So the idea with this is that you can actually mix a few things together. So let's say we got a list of different cities in different countries, right? And one of the things that you can do is, like, let's say you have a list of big list of cities, right? And these cities are in all over the world. For example, this is in US, this is in UK, again US, we got France, we got US again, US, we got Russia, we got Germany, so like all over the world, right? So one of the ways, if you want to, if you want to make this a little bit cleaner, is that you can actually divide these cities into their respective countries. For example, I could make a new, variable. I'm gonna call the city US, and then equals. We're going to put all the US cities in here, right? So that's something I could do. Now, the problem with that is, okay, if we do this, we're going to have a lot of separate lists now, right? So we would have like a lot of separate lists, and it would just make it really messy. Obviously, it would be clean because we would address these cities based on their country, right? So if I actually put this right here, for example, we go to Vegas and we go to San Francisco, great. All right. So now we got all these US cities, and let's make another one. I'm going to call this city Germany. And we're going to put all the German cities, right, that we have in the list. Let's see, for example, we got to put Frankfurt here. That's the only one. All right. And let's add another one. How about that? Let's add just Berlin here. All right. And what else we got? We got like France. We got, again, all these countries, right? I'm just going to keep Germany for now. It's fine. So one of the ways that you can actually work with this, now this is a lot more cleaner, but again, one of the ways you can actually work with this is that you can actually nest these together. So what I can do is I can create a variable called cities all, for example. This is, again, anything you want. And I can make a new list and actually put all of these, like, add them to each other. So I can say city US and city Germany. City, there you go. So now what I did was that I put all of these, made a brand new list, a nested list essentially, and put all of these cities together in a single list. This is called a nested list, and it comes in handy a lot. All right. So let's actually print this. I want you to see how this is actually displayed. And if you actually take a look at it, this is displayed in its own perspective, list. So if I run this, and if you take a look, you see we got Frankfurt, Berlin, and we got one bracket, two bracket in the beginning, and then the first bracket is for the, the first list, and then another bracket and all the cities, and then, two brackets at the end. So as you see, this is like how you nest two or multiple lists together. So you just like bunch them up and make them into a single nested list, or you can have multiple nested lists, whatever you want. So this is like the concept of nested lists, and you're going to see this a lot as well beside lists. So it's just something I wanted to point out. When you see something like this, don't get confused. It happens all the time, and it has its own different uses, which we will actually see in the future. So let me know if you have any questions about this. I just want to point out this like nested list and like all that stuff so you get familiar with it. We're going to do a lot of fun practices because this is a very important section, especially lists and like, randomization. So I want us to do like a lot of practices. So we have a bunch of them coming up in this section. So make sure you do it and make sure you pay attention and practice your skills and everything you've learned so far. So thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll see you in the next lesson.